James had always dreamed big. He wanted to start his own business, create impact, and live a life full of meaning. He had always dreamed of one day standing on a stage, sharing his vision with the world. But life had other plans. Every day felt like a battle. Investors rejected him. Projects collapsed. Friends stopped answering calls. Even his family began to doubt him. He spent nights staring at the ceiling, wondering, why me? Why does everything fall apart? His savings were almost gone. Bills piled up. His apartment felt smaller and emptier with every passing day. Every morning he forced himself out of bed, pretending to be okay. But inside he felt broken, defeated, and utterly alone. He tried motivation. He read books. He watched videos. He wrote plans, but nothing seemed to work. Failures piled up like stones on his chest, crushing his spirit. James thought, maybe I'm not meant to succeed. Maybe I should just give up. One night, after receiving an email that his final investor had pulled out, James froze. He stared at the screen until the words became blurry. He felt pressure in his chest, the kind that makes breathing feel like a burden. He whispered to himself, why am I still fighting? For what? Nothing is working. He walked outside, not caring about the cold. It started raining, slowly at first, then violently. He kept walking past closed shops, past people rushing home, past everything that reminded him the world was moving. While he felt stuck, he ended up at the old bridge overlooking the river, a place he hadn't visited in years. The river was wild that night, waves crashing into each other, smashing into the sides, yet still moving forward. He sat on the cold metal railing and finally let himself feel what he had been avoiding for months. He cried, not soft tears, the kind of crying that comes from exhaustion, disappointment, and deep, hidden frustration. The kind of crying that only happens when you've fought too hard, for too long. With too little strength left, he punched the railing. I've given everything. Why isn't anything working? What am I doing wrong? The rain mixed with his tears. He felt broken, empty, like life had beaten him until nothing was left. The river's roar matched his inner turmoil, chaotic, unstoppable, wild. Lightning split the sky, thunder shook the world around him. For a moment, James felt like life itself was against him. He fell to his knees, letting the rain pour over him, letting the storm mirror the storm inside him. He realized this was his lowest point, his hardest season. Every plan that failed, every door slammed shut, every moment of despair. It all came together to shape him. Pain had been his teacher, even if he didn't understand it yet. He looked at the river, and it, a massive old oak tree, standing alone on a hill. Its leaves were shredded, some branches were broken, yet it still stood tall, unbending against the raging storm. James thought, why doesn't it fall? Why doesn't it break? A gust of wind snapped a smaller branch nearby. James noticed something profound. The branch broke not because the wind was too strong, but because it wasn't strong enough. The old tree endured because its roots ran deep, its trunk sturdy, and it had faced storms before. James felt a shiver. The storm around him was like the storms in his life, fierce, brutal, unrelenting. Yet the tree had survived. The hardest trials didn't destroy it, they revealed its strength. He realized his failures, rejections, and pain weren't signs of weakness. They were tests shaping him, forcing him to grow stronger, deeper, and more resilient. He looked at the river, at the trees bending but not breaking in the wind, and thought, this storm, it's not the end. It's part of becoming who I need to be. Weeks later, after enduring months of challenges, James received an unexpected opportunity. A company he had pitched 2 months ago reached back out. They were interested in his project, but James almost didn't respond. The memories of past rejections, the failures that had left him drained and doubtful, made him hesitate. For a moment, he considered letting it pass. What if it fails again? He thought, what if I'm not ready? But something inside him stirred. He reminded himself of every lesson the hard months had taught him, every ounce of resilience he had built. With a deep breath, he decided to try again. He applied, pushed forward, and the rest unfolded. His project launched successfully, and his work went on to win an International Innovation Award. Standing on stage, James reflected, "I was broken, exhausted, and ready to give up. I thought failure was the end, but the hardest season, that storm, it shaped me. It built resilience, perspective, and strength I never knew I had." Sometimes, your lowest point is exactly what prepares you for your highest moment. Your breakthrough comes after the hardest season. The moral of the lesson is that your toughest season is shaping your greatest breakthrough. Pain, loss, and struggle aren't setbacks. They are the preparation for your next victory. Hold on through the storm. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. If this story encouraged you, subscribe, hit the bell, and like to get more motivational stories about life, growth, and breakthroughs.